Hello and welcome there. It is time to get to some real, actual grinding. Did a bunch of instances, and well, didn't really get all that much to show for it. Did get a couple minor upgrades to things which didn't really badly need upgrading. But ooh, cool. Come on. There we go. But overall, I was hoping to get a new weapon, main hand to go with the offhand I have already stashed up, or a new staff, but didn't get either. So fine, I guess. Happens, after all, happens. But it is very much time to get back to actual leveling instead of doing all the dang dungeons. I wanna do a lot of dungeons and stuff, and we will definitely get around to that. Hopefully once I will hit max level, that being the thing. So, with all of that introduction out of the way, I'm gonna talk a little less and I'm gonna get to actual grinding. And yes, I am here in Shimmering Flats. Once again, 1000 needles, fantastic place. For two reasons. One, I do have this whole quest here, or rather two of them actually, to finish, which I would like to finish and then turn in once I get next level to get a bump on that level up. Also, speaking of quests, I am carrying a quest item from one of the Scarlet Monastery quests, which I can also turn in. I just forgot to do that. I kind of was planning to do that before I came here, and then I promptly forgot to fly to Thunderbluff to actually do that. And I am not gonna, you know, interrupt this whole thing to fly to Thunderbluff to turn in one quest. No, that would just slow down the leveling. Might do that next level then, or the level after, I don't bloody know. Somewhere along the line, I want the XP and whatnot, because the rewards for that is meaningless. So it would be just XP and reputation. And the main reason I am here in Shimmering Flats again is the fact that I need money. I am getting close to level 40, I am 34 right now, and I still have, you know, something like 50-60 gold to go to getting my mount. More like, let's say, about 80 gold. If we factor in actual skill training. So there is that. Oh, I managed to get my mana down to all the way to 0. That was perfect. And yeah, I'm gonna use all of this level 25 water away before... Well, probably... Possibly not before I hit level 35. But while I'm grinding, this water is obviously just going to be used away first and then all the rest. And, well... What... The whole money thing... First of all, these things have fairly good vendor drops. If you look here, how this stuff vendors, it's fairly decent vendor drops. Also random green items. Heavy hide still actually auction fairly decently at this point. I might consider auction housing those still. But the main thing here is that I'm also getting a whole lot of leather which I can vendor. So there is that. Let's put that here. This is vendor trash, very much so. Oh, I just again realized my find herbs is not on. Let's grab the king's blood while we're at it. And at this point I am also vendoring pretty much all the heavy leather. I mean, this combination, medium leather vendors kind of okay. Heavy leather vendors pretty okay. And also I get a whole lot of meat, which is always nice. Because eventually I will level cooking. Welcome to Classic WoW, where cooking is stupendously good, especially for a healer, because mana recovery food, or spirit increase food, or whatever. Alright, these things do this annoying stun thing. Well, thankfully I have dots working for me, so... I think these things fear, if memory serves. Right, so one thing to note is that I don't think I can get rid of this wand anytime soon. As in, thing is, there might be better quest ones and whatnot available, but there are two things going for it. Most of the ones available from quests and whatnot don't have stats. They just have DPS, right? This has +1 spirit, which is pretty dang big deal, because of spirit tap and so forth. But most of all, it deals shadow damage. So that DPS number is a little bit misleading from the point of view that, well, while I stack, because now I have a 100% chance to stack shadow vulnerability, right? I use this 4 times here, and my wand also gets this 12% damage increase on it, which is beats this and if you, I mean, we can test this out, right? I was wanding for 60 between 71 and 58. Those were my wand damage there on that particular thing. Now, if I start wanding without that, do you see that? 58, 54. There was a 71, 72. 57, 63, 68, 55, 60. So yeah, if I stack this thing here nicely, I get a good amount of one damage increase. 68, 68, there's the 55, 50. Well, failing a little bit there in the end with the damage rolls, but you get the picture, right? But whereas this is going on, that's constant 70 damage, like, well, not exactly constant, but you know, whatever. Yeah, for a short moment there I thought this was actually useful, and then I realized it is stringy vulture mate, which means it is purely for the Alliance. I mean, it's only used in Westfalls too, so screw that. Spawns all over the place, damn. Well. Wait, what? Did I not loot that one over there? Wonder if that warlock left me things to skin. That would be nice of him. He did. Fantastic. Didn't really need any more vulture bones, but I mean, it's XP, right? Already 225 skinning, huh? Gotta love skinning. It goes up nice and fast. Yeah, I'll AFK just a moment after this, which is why I hopped up here. Gonna grab a fresh drink and all of that, and then... and drink as well. and that was supposed to be a drink in the game as well. Oh well, I just happened to omit the in the game as well part entirely. Oh well, never mind. So I changed the gathering thing in case people are wondering what the heck that is. As in the add-on which does my gathering node things. So yeah, this might actually auction sort of decently. I mean, the strength stamina mail belt. There's gonna be a bunch of warriors who want that. Maybe I should try that. mean, the same way large fangs not vendor, auction fairly well, because they are actually needed for some pretty good potion, like Greater Rage Potion, which warriors really want. So this thing, however, is entire trash. Wonder, do I try auctioning those as well? I mean, it's stamina spirit, which is pretty dang awful. I mean, it wouldn't be entirely horrible if it was cloth, because some warlocks would want it for the stamina, and some priests would want it for the spirit, but no mage ever would want it. However, it is leather, which means it's well. Why would a rogue get that? No point to it. And from shamies and druids, only the ones who want to do any actual like healing really would possibly want that. You know what? Let's try. Let's see if there is somebody silly enough to pay more for it. Because there is also the fact that you have to take into account the deposit cost. Because if you deposit something and it doesn't sell, you, well, lose that particular money. So there is that, which is a little bit of an annoyance. Oh well. Well, that certainly is vendor trash. I mean, it's nature spell damage at Moonkin, which is to say that nope. At least not at this point. There is also I mean, you could argue lightning bolts, chain lightning from elemental chamois, but which chamois at the moment levels as elemental? I don't think many do. Not to mention it's also a weapon, so it vendors for quite a lot. Okay, that was a silly amount of resist by a level 32 creature. Oh man, I'm still getting whispered to come and heal Razorfen Growl. Not Ragefire Chasm, Razorfen Growl. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind in the least. Just at this point, yeah, I would love that main hand from there. But the XP wise, is like that instance is just gonna suck XP wise. Hello. Not gonna go over there anymore. It's time to level and then do something else. Okay, that vulture spawn was a little annoying. I mean, look at that. That's 30 silver per stack still. This thing is only 10 silver, but oh my, oh, like, really? That's straight up 60 silver right there. And the vendor trash wise, it's almost 20 silver from some basilisk claws. And the spines are also 16 silver per stack. But somehow the eyes are still the goddamn most valuable thing. I don't get this eye thing. I just don't. Wait, what? These things drop white recipes? What? What in the... what? Okay then. Oh yeah, apparently this is a white recipe that only drops from creatures. I honestly didn't know that was a thing. What the... I... I don't remember that being a thing. Maybe it was a thing, maybe. Apparently it was. That is interesting. Because I remember like all the recipes you get from drops being either green or blue or purple, like you know, something you don't buy from vendor color, basically. Basically white being the stuff you buy from vendor. Well then. Well then. Yeah, I am definitely keeping all the meat I'm getting, because do need to do need to level cooking after all. So let's keep all the cooking materials. I have to actually work on that for PvP point of view. And this would be a very good time to do that, even to start. Because I instinctively, when I jump, when I put distance between myself and creatures, when I do the whole kiting thing, this is more comfortable for me. Spin camera in this direction while doing it. So, I should really work on it for PvP to be able to do it on both directions, to rapidly change direction as needed. Because do it this way. And yeah, I do want to put, if possible, put that little extra tiny bit of distance between myself and a target during the global cooldown. Because one, it doesn't waste the global cooldown. I'm doing something with the global cooldown, like this, and it gives me a little bit more space to use abilities until they start beating down my powered shield. Practicing that now is so much more important than when I hit like level 50 plus, where creatures really eat through that powered shield, right? What is with these weirdos who don't loot the goddamn mobs? Like... So what was that? Yeah, I don't think that sells in auction house. If it had been strength stamina, it might have. It might have if it was strength stamina, but spirit strength? No, 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 no. Had it been a two-handed mace, spirit strength might have sold because of it being useful for druids who wanna do feral you know, leveling, but still be able to heal occasionally. The spirit would have been useful there. Also, in case I ever want to play a hunter again, practicing to do that in both directions is pretty damn important. I played a hunter as my main in Burning Crusade. I leveled 1 in Burning Crusade. When I moved over to play on the USA servers when Burning Crusade rolled in, I did main a hunter there. But and the thing is, the hunter, to be able to kite stuff in PvP, you have to be able to do this in both directions, so you can do shot, 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 shot. What without while jumping, looking back to shoot. To be able to do that in an effective fashion, and I mean, I basically did nothing but arena through the entire TBC. I did some instances, a few raids, but by far I did basically nothing but arena and battlegrounds. And I did that as a hunter, so yeah, I was really good at that. But that's been, you know, not done since Wrath. Wrath is where I last played the character in PvP environments and so on. So yeah, there is that. Oh my word. That was a good find. Okay, we are definitely trying to auction that. Yeah, screw this Dokebi boat thing. That is not worth trying to auction. Like, the more I think of it, like, I mean, stamina spirit, no, just not. Just not worth auctioning. I mean, yeah, I'm for sure staying here for another level. Because this is like, lowest level stuff here is like 32s. So it will, this is pretty dang nice place from like 33 to 35, so forth. Maybe even 36. But yeah, definitely at least one more level I am doing here. Let him have the geyser, he clearly is doing the quest here. That was the idea. Also, I keep looking at my inventory trying to in case I pick up another green. So, there is that. I'm still debating trying to auction this, but because it only vendors for about 17 silver. But then again, auctioning it, I probably wouldn't get much more than 30 out of it. So, fitting in the deposition cost, and if it doesn't auction, then the deposition cost is lost. Either of these is garbage, though. Well then. You know what?
dingo.
Gonna bypass this geyser as well. Or guess not. Guess I'll just pull the damn things. Yeah, I'm gonna try to auction those. Since I also found the damn pants for it, which is healer pants. Let's see if that manages to work out. Probably not for the boat. But the pants might indeed, because they are very much very good healing pants, those. And also they have that +3 strength, so you technically just buy them for a feral and have a healing pants which don't entirely suck when you go into cat form to kill stuff. Alright, time to sell stuff.
Salutations! You have a great day now. Seeing you.
What's on your mind? Be good.
Hi, how are you? Very good.
Hi, how are you? Alrighty then.
Good day to you. Off and away.
Here there. Off with you.
Alright, so I do want to pick up the quest for Booty Bay, because that's a place I do want to visit at some point. And while I'm here, I'm gonna AFK for just a moment to grab a fresh drink and all of that. So be right back. Alrighty then, let's get back to it. So yeah, about the whole gearing thing and the fact that I didn't get anything out of the, like, I haven't gotten the new staff out of a library, and I wasn't planning to go back to library to try and get it either. I do want to run Cathedral to where is that? Into the Scarlet Monastery to get this thing done, because there is a necklace here, and if I don't get necklace anywhere else, I am going to obviously use that. This is useless secondary and so on, because I mean I do need to find a main hand for that. Then something with spirit, and then it would become better than this thing, right? I mean, if it had spirit, it would be like main hand with spirit would be better than this thing. So just instantly. But necklaces are otherwise not that common, unless you get one dropping from the boss in Cathedral. So it's likely I will be picking up the necklace from that on the end, because thing is, when it comes to WoW Classic and spellcasters, there is priests, mages, warlocks, to an extent Shami because of elemental spec, to an extent druid because of the Umkin spec, but less so the Shami, less so the elemental Shami, less so the Moonkin than warlock, mage, especially those two, and a priest, is the fact that I could go to level 60 in just this gear without all that much problem associated with it. Like, I could do that. Only thing here which really needs to be kept somewhat updated is this wand. Because intelligence itself as a stat does not directly translate to damage for spells here. It gives me critical chance with spells, which is fantastic, obviously, but it doesn't give me straight up spell damage. So scaling with just, you know, getting more int is not all that necessary, especially if, since I am more reliant on, as a shadow priest, on spirit to get spirit tap, which is why I'm trying to prioritize as much spirit as possible, but it doesn't work always, obviously. Doesn't obviously always work. I think there may have been a follow-up to one of these, which is the follow-up being to kill these guys. But I ain't turning those in until level 35, so that I get a nice little XP bump to that level up. And I may go at level 35 to also turn in the Compendium of the Fallen to get the rewards from that. Spend a little time flying around. Come to think of it, I probably should do that at level 36 then, because at that point I really want to go to Orgrimmar to possible train anyway. Because I forgot to check what is actually available for training spell-wise at level 36. Oh, did I forget to loot you? Dang Vortex. But yeah, gold-wise, this is amazing. Like, I am up to over 41 gold now. Like, if I was here until, like, I am going to be here until level 35, that's for sure. 36 would possibly be pushing it, but, I mean, could be doable as well. I mean, these are still mostly level 32s, 33s, so, it could be 36 actually as well. And then after that, find a some other place to grind. Could be the centaurs in Desolus, some more. Probably not. I mean, there is a different centaur camp as well over there in Desolus. We'll see, we'll see. I would like to keep grinding beasts. The other one is Earth Elementals. Earth Elementals are the other big choice, because Earth Elementals of various kinds have really damn good vendor drops. Come to think of it, I should have sold in Tanaris to be able to also have a mailbox next to me to mail all of this stuff away. So I would have full, you know, inventory space. Oh well. Well, still Bloom, still auctions fairly decently, so we're picking that up for sure. And let's slaughter you. Actually, before I slaughter you, let's skin those. So, what do I mean about getting to level 60 with all of this? With just this gear? I mean, yeah, this is level 26 gear, which is still amazing at level 34. Like, fantastic. Like, it's very hard to find an upgrade on that. The thing is, like I mentioned, intelligence doesn't actually do anything about spell damage. The spell ranks do that. And so if as long as I keep buying the upgraded ranks for my damage dealing spells, I really don't need increases in intelligence. Spirit increase would be the more relevant thing, but this is the one thing I would need to upgrade it. So all I would have to do is find more wands and do specific quests just to get more wands, like upgraded wands. Because this is something I use to actually DPS down things, in addition to my spells. Technically on a mage, because you can conjure your own water as well, you can even fully get away without trying to upgrade your wand if you are willing to, you know, drink after every 1 or 2 mobs. Because you have free water you can conjure, so you can just nuke something down, drink, nuke something down, drink, and keep that up forever. Wanting is a more of a move of, hey, I am low mana and I need to kill something, or I am trying to conserve mana so I can move on to a next target, which is what I am doing here with the wand. At around 50 to 40% I start wanding things, so I can kill more without having to drink in between all of the kills. But as a mage, that might not be that big of a deal because, well, you can conjure your own water, as said. Anyway, I'm gonna talk less now and go back to this grinding thing. Really need to mail all of this food to a different character for keeping until the time I am leveling cooking. Dang stun thing. Why is that? About 30 monsters to level? Like seriously? I mean, damn. That's what dots are so dang useful for. When you get crowd control, the dot still does its thing, right? Interesting technique. I really should level my staff skill up at some point. Something to do when I hit 60. Go and level my staff. And unarmed. Oh good. Stuff to skin of the fantastic. Hopefully skinnable. Yup. Free money. How many heavy hides do I have? 7? Ooh. Definitely gonna try and auction those. Jeez, why did you have to aggro just as I was skinning? Bloody thing. Ah, and stop resisting. And then the body disappears because this goddamn thing aggroed me. That sucks. So yeah, I was just looking at where am I gonna spend the next set of my points. Because I need to burn 5 points somewhere. Something which occurred to me is I could spend 5 points in Blackout instead of getting Shadow Reach. Because I honestly don't know if Shadow Reach is all that useful for soloing. Like, yeah, it's amazing for dungeons and whatnot to have more range to do things from, especially Mind Flare, which only has 20-yard base range. But increasing that by, what is that, 18% with 3 points? Really? Like, I bring it up to about 24-yard range. I honestly don't know if that is actually useful. Then of course there is the option to pick up things like Vampiric Embrace and Silence. I do need to pick up Vampiric Embrace, that's for sure certain. But overall, for one, I'm finding this absolutely unnecessary. Silence is probably not all that useful for soloing as well, since I'm just grinding to get level ups. The cooldown is too long to really deal with incoming, you know, casters. So, yeah, on a consistent basis. I mean, it's 45-second cooldown, screw that. And I don't need Psychic Scream to be 4 seconds lower cooldown when I'm just, you know, doing this. Or if I do, then I'm doing something horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. So, so overall, I am honestly thinking, because one, I do need to respec at level 40. So I am thinking these points might go to the blackout, and when I respec at level 40 to get shadow form, I'm still gonna try and get myself the blackout instead of these things, and I'm going to sacrifice the improved psychic scream for it. Yeah, that seems a little more useful to me. Because yeah, level 40 we need to respec to get shadow form. Which is one reason why I have not been respecing for any sort of healing. For one, it's kind of unnecessary. I have been, if you have watched the leveling, the dungeon runs I have done, Razorfen Kraul, Shadow, Scarlet Monastery, all of that. I can heal just fine being Shadow Spec. But also because multiple uses of, you know, respecing increases the cost. And so I don't want to spend a lot of money at level 40 on respecing, because I also need the money then for the dang whatchamacallit, for the mount, right? So yeah, I need the I can even ignore Vampiric Embrace at this moment, because I am respecing to Shadow form, right? At level 40. I am not getting, don't need Vampiric Embrace for soloing, I just don't. And also, it doesn't do anything to me because I can't reach Shadow form anyway before I respec at 40. So I honestly think the next 5 points are gonna go into blackout. That seems, putting that at 10% chance per shadow spell cast to give me more, essentially, control over the fight seems a little bit more useful than everything else on that list. I mean, if I compare the blackout to Psychic Scream to Silence, compare it to improved Mind Blast, absolutely don't. Improved Fate doesn't do anything for me while I'm soloing. Shadow Reach is debatable. I mean, having more range is fine, but it really doesn't do all that much. There is obviously Darkness, which is fantastic, but I need another 5 points before I can even reach that, so... Which is to say that I'm going to hit level 40 without points in Darkness, because I have the 4 points here. I'm gonna grab these and then I'm gonna finish grinding, because I do need the money, huh? Few more kills and we're done here. for this level. And a final creature. And there we go, level 35. Now let's go turn in these quests, let's go sell. Let's go sell and all of that good stuff. Fantastic, and finally I also need to go and mail all of this crap. Let's see if there was a follow-up to one of these to deal with the wind elemental swirling vortex things, because I'm thinking there was, but I can't for the life of me remember if that was the case.
Peace, friend.
Not from you, at least. But this is what I'm talking about. Turn in the quests at the end of the level, or rather, after you have gotten the new level from grinding. Get a nice bump towards the XP for the next level. Speak to Gaslov in Ratchet. Alright. Well then, gonna call it here.